Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm back. Welcome to Fpl Don't Panic. I thought that was going to be my last video of the week that I did earlier before I pretty much log out for the next few days. And then as I was just actually looking back at the playback, I realized, oh shit, I don't even actually have 11 men. If I just play what I have at the moment and use the two transfers to remove Cunha, bring in Wizza, and remove, I would say, Hall and bring in 8 Nouri, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I will still only have 10 men for game week 29. I thought, shit, I am going to have to take a hit. Then I started just having a look at things and really looking at the reality of what I'm actually dealing with. And I'm not sure if it's an epiphany, it could be a bad epiphany. I'm going to do it right now. Should I just wildcard now? Okay, you're crazy, I hear you saying. You could well be, let's face it, I haven't actually saying that my ass man did actually work out quite well. But in general terms, I have not had that much luck with chips. But hear me out on this. My team is a mess. Don't really feel it's through any fault of my own. It really has just been utter injury bad luck, because up until a few weeks ago, I was ticking along very, very nicely on my averages. I was climbing up the table. But yeah, with the it all seemed to start. Yeah, with those, let's see, the Indai, the United lad got injured. Cunha, Hall. There was another one in there as well. It's just I've just happened to do huge transfers and just see my game week 29 strategy literally go out the window till I didn't even realize it until after I did that video this morning. Shit, doesn't matter what I do. I'm down to 10 men for game week 29. And I just started looking closer at what that actually means in terms if I don't actually fix it now, because it ain't going to be fixed overnight. I've either got to I actually worked it out, something like to really fix this team between the injuries and between what are just fundamentally massive minutes risks. There's a lot of hits. We were when we hit the 3-0, I thought I'm just going to stop there to really get it. So I think it's actually going to take a lot of transfers to actually sort this team out, and then I'm actually going to end up getting to towards the doubles when I might just have it sorted out, and who else knows what's going to happen in the meantime, and then I'm going to have no transfers, which I am going to need by the time I hit those doubles and blanks. So really, the team's not going to be anywhere close to optimal for the rest of the season. That is the reality of that. Whereas I've been playing with a few wildcard ideas. I haven't set any of them in concrete. None of them I 100% liked, but I kind of liked the direction I was able to take them and the problems that it solved one immediately. At the moment, my team's a shocker for 28. End up with a great team for 28. End up with a great team for 29. And actually end up with a pretty decent team for 30. 31 wouldn't look that bad also. And 32 would be okay. It's at 33 is where I could run into problems. Possibly. By then, if I play it right now, again, we've seen this, we don't know. There could be injuries, all sorts of things could happen. But at the moment, I really am actually down to the bare bones of guaranteed starting 11. Thinking of this sort of logically, I'm trying to justify myself, and I haven't decided I'm going to do this. I've actually got a couple of days before I'm going to be able to get back in front of the PC anyways to do anything. So it's going to give me so we call it a cooling down, but so that I don't end up with a buyer's remorse and do something rash. But thinking about this fairly logically, you've got blank 29, I can get that sorted out, because I will have problems there, no question. I've got problems now, I've got problems for this game week. We know the teams that have got a guaranteed fixture in 34, and they're good teams. They're teams, teams that will have a fixture right the way through. So, Newcastle, I'd certainly probably have, keep Isak, Liverpool. So I'd be looking maybe even double up on Liverpool. And there's sort of players that can sit on my bench for 29, and I can have a very, very strong team out. And I've already got a bit of Newcastle in there for the double in 32. The bigger problem, I guess, potentially is the big blank and double, but I feel for the big double in 33, sorry, the big double in 34 and the big blank in 33, by playing that right, by having the not over committing into any of those teams. You look at them, the one United certainly want a little bit of City in there, but there's a good chance that City could play the 34 and 33 anyways. It is a minefield, but it's one I feel I can actually will give me a better result than just trying to fuddle through the next few game weeks to optimize now, make sure I've got a decent spread of players, look at who's likely to be doubling and blanking, and we already know some of those that have got definitive fixtures. I feel in the little bit of my scribbledy playing around, shit, I can actually get a decent team together. I can also have Haaland in straight away. I do want Haaland, and I liked the look of the team that I was sort of putting together. Now, I've just been sort of just messing around with it. Give you an idea. And this is not it, but it's not a million miles off the mark. But it could have Flecken and Henderson as goalkeepers. So I'd have Henderson for Ipswich at home, and I'd have Flecken coming in for a really good fixture in 29, and then I can actually then revert back to Henderson, who because Palace have got quite a decent run of fixtures and a double. They've got a Gabriel, Kanate, Gavardio, Milenkovic, and Huijsen. There's some good rotations within there and potential benchings where necessary. For blanks or doubles, as in Kanate. Murphy, Newcastle. Possibly Kluivert, Mbeumo, Salah, another midfielder, not decided there yet, and then Haaland, Wood, and potentially Evan Nielsen up front. Now that's not the absolute definite lineup. There's a lot of play. If I am going to do this, there's a lot of playing about and mapping who's likely to go through, who's going to have a fixture right the way through to 34, and who's likely to be doubling and blanking. And there's always obviously the potential that they're not blanking, but having a reasonable balance. But it will allow me to actually build up some transfers to manage through that a wee bit better, because the doubles after that and blanks are likely to be small and potentially can be managed through. And I may indeed just have players that are already in there. It's really tempting because, quite frankly, as I look at this mess of a team at the moment, and not having, through my own error or very early in the season, having some free hits, and because of injuries, I no longer have the transfers built up to manage through it. It just feels the potential upside outweighs the negative. And no, this is not the ideal way to do it. I am not kidding myself on that by any manner of means. But one, it takes the pressure off straight away because this is a mess at the moment. Let's make no bones about it. It sorts the team out for effectively 28, 29, 30, 31 to a degree, 32 to a degree, and I won't well, no, actually, no, 31, no, 31's great. So it's good. Team would be good for 28, 29, 30, and 31. Have a really good team going out. 32 should be fine. 33, 34, I should have enough of a balance in that team and have had an opportunity to build up some transfers to manage through that 33 and 34. It won't be optimal for 33 and 34. Absolutely won't be. Won't be as good, obviously, as having a free hit or having a wild card then. But I don't think it's as bad. It will be as bad as where I am right now. Really interested for your thought. I hope I explained that reasonably well. It kind of makes sense in my head. It's only, as I say, something I've been thinking about all afternoon, just sort of scribbling down notes on. And I've got a couple of days where I'm going to be out of Auckland. I'm going to have my pad and paper with me and just start to map out some teams around that just to see what it looks like. And you know what? I just might do it. I just might do it. And hopefully maybe I can just catch a little bit of upside this side and get to 33 and 34, because that's where the real big problems are. Can I actually solve a number of smaller problems now, but build up enough transfers and have probably just about enough of my team that I've got a reasonable amount of doubles and a reasonable amount of people with games and blankers that, 5 transfers, maybe a hit or two, will get me through it intact. Because at the moment, as I look at this team going up through 28 to 32, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and I think we could be a sinking ship, whereas I can actually, get a bit of a life buoy now, and hopefully stay afloat until we get to 33, 34. I actually think I'm going to do this. What do you think? Am I mad? Probably. but we've already established that over the course of the season. So I'll leave it at that. I'm definitely going to be offline for a couple of days. I'm going to be playing with a pad and paper for the next few days while I'm out of Auckland, and then I will come back. I think it will be I'm not quite sure, but it'll be in about 3 days' time, and we'll have a look at it and see what I decided. And then it could be fun with wildcard time and try and map this thing out properly, and see if we can get something decent together. Take care. Have fun. Play your own game. Don't panic. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.